we need to go through and clean up a couple of things where people have misunderstood or don't understand. And so when those questions add up, it's kind of time to do that. So I've got 4 different items, most not related exactly, but sort of related. So let me just jump right in. The first thing was this: a lot of people watched the Clay Clark conference and were offended when people started shouting, "Go Brandon, go Brandon, go Brandon." Let me clarify what that was and what happened. There was a hockey player there who was a special guest. His name was Brendan, and they actually had a T-shirt or a jersey that was passed around. Obviously, it's a play on words from what's been going around about "Go Brandon." His name is Brendan, so his name was Brendan Witt, and so when he would come up, or sometimes in between, people would start saying, "Go Brendan, go Brendan." That's what they were saying. So some people were offended that they were saying that. If you don't know the origin, look it up. I'm not here to defend the other thing, "Go Brandon." I'm just saying that that was a play on words, and that they were talking about the hockey player, and clearly it was a play on words. So don't be too offended. I've learned, it's Jeff wrote, he said, it's "Let's Go Brandon" was the original. And so they were saying, "Let's go Brendan, let's go Brendan." And so just so you know that's what that was. People weren't trying to overly use the other phrase. Okay, at the same conference, and this one got a lot of attention and a lot of emails. I was, by the way, supposed to be at that one, and I was not able to go. But General Flynn got up, and at one point in time, he said something. I don't have the exact quote, but he said something akin to, "We need a one world religion," or one religion. And people, as you can understand, completely flipped out. Of course, the secular media took advantage of all the things that I'm saying to you. They took advantage of that "Go Brendan." They took it. They really took advantage and made a big deal about what General Flynn said about "we need one religion." I called Clay Clark today to get up to the minute what really happened. He said he was in the back room and they were talking about one nation under God, and his whole point was, even in our pledge, we say "one nation under God." And in a less clear way than he should have said it, he said that he was trying to communicate, we need to go back again to one nation under God. I mean, there's not a believer alive that doesn't think we need more and more Christians, that we need a Christian influence in this nation. That's what he was trying to convey. I can assure you he will never make that mistake again and say that, because that's not what he meant. He didn't mean the way it sounded. So just so you know that, tell people that. Now, 2 other things. You remember that I have said several times, at least 2 or 3 times, don't try and make the prophets agree with each other. And I remember the first time I said that, someone kind of rebuked me because there was a nuance between this person and that person. And some said, we all know what they meant, and they kind of criticized me for that. But after that, I get a lot of emails that says, Kat said this, and Robin said this, and I'm confused, and I'm upset. I don't know what even to think anymore. And that's because you're not listening to the counsel is, don't try and make every single prophet agree on everything. Now, most of the time, the controversy centers around when the Lord will return. And I can just almost imagine the Lord in heaven saying, why, just like shaking his head. There they go again, disagreeing on when I'll return. That's not a controversy in the word of God. It's not something that we're supposed to be at each other's throats because we disagree on when the Lord will return. Okay, so with having said that, Bo Polney came on. His primary thing was to talk about gold and silver, and this is the time. He believes, he's not an investment counselor, he believes we should be getting gold and silver because we're hitting in some financial times that where the stock market could crash. Again, we don't know for sure, but he said the safest thing is gold and silver. And he's got all these charts. But if you kept watching the chart, you would see further along that he believes the Lord will come within 20, 30, 40 years, something along that line. And then many people got upset and they wrote, I'm confused. I don't know what to think. The first thing is, don't try and make him agree with all the others, because most of our prophets do not believe he's going to come in 20 or 30 years. Kat says God took her 100 years into the future, and the perilous times had not even happened yet. So because Bo Polney personally believes that the Lord will come soon, don't let that upset you or throw you off or confuse you. Just say to yourself, that's Bo Polney's view, and that's how he's making the numbers work out. But that has nothing to do with the fact that it's wise right now to have some gold and some silver. That was his main point. We had actually instructed him, don't go there to when the Lord's going to return, but his charts actually did. So don't go there. Don't worry about what Bo Polney. In a different fashion, all of our prophets that we normally feature believe that Trump's return, whether the military comes first or whether Trump comes all at the same time, most or all of our prophets believe that it's imminent. It will be soon. It'll be a short time when that happens. And Chris Reed, who we had on the other day, doesn't hold that view. I don't agree with him. He's a dear friend. We'll have him back probably, but you just have to understand that Chris Reed doesn't hold that view. He believes Kamala Harris will be president for a while, and then there'll be then Biden will run again. And this time, and I talked with him personally about it a few weeks ago. Don't worry about the fact that Chris Reed has a different view. What he was on there for was primarily to demonstrate dreams, and that prophets, when they reach higher and higher levels, are able to even know the dreams you had and interpret them. That was the primary focus of that conference. Of that interview. Okay, so we bring people on for their primary gift, and if they get into an area where you don't agree, don't worry about it. Throw it out, ignore it, don't pay attention to it. Remember what most of our prophets are saying. So I don't happen to believe that, it is possible if Biden dropped with a heart attack while we're speaking, Kamala Harris would be immediately president. So there's no question that she could be a temporary president. I hope not. But that is possible. I do not believe Kamala Harris will be, if something happened to Biden, I do not believe she could be president for 3 more years. I just don't think this nation has 3 more years before God brings in the solution. So those are my 4 items. I hope that'll help. Send this to people that have questions in that area, and that should help them if I did my job halfway well. I hope I did. So, all right, that's it. So be sure to subscribe to ElijahStreams.com. You all know how to subscribe to YouTube.